It's Friday. So every morning I get up a little earlier and I do my Succession Air group page. So I talk a little, I think a little more intimately. There's a fewer people on it. I think we're about 200 people in the group page now. And I love the group page because I know the names that are popping up and we're having good conversations and it keeps growing. But this is my broadcast every morning of encouragement. And today is Friday. And I woke up this morning and I was actually, I was up early. I was up at 5 o'clock here in Dallas. So I'm in another hotel. This is crazy, man. It's, hey, never ever think about it. I mean, think about it, but hey, sometimes you get what you pray for, and it's more than you really can handle. So sometimes God is just over delivering, over in abundance, and He's given me all this time to speak and share and talk about the gospel and wire differently and all over the country and politics and friends and family. Man, I'm tired. It's Friday. I'm in Dallas, and I had to type in my room number to get the the Wi-Fi cranking on my computer so I could have some good connection with you guys this morning. And I kept typing in the room 410, Sailor 410. I'm like, wait a minute. So I went out and looked at my door, and it's like 1514. I got confused. It just happens when you're moving around, but it's Friday, man. And I want you to be excited about it's Friday. Now, listen, Friday isn't the same for everybody. Like Friday is the end of a work week or a period that you're getting ready for rest. And I know we have a lot of hourly workers, a lot of the Tom's Donut workers that I have, and even the Pacer workers are working weekends right now at quarterlies and doing things. But I want you to look at Friday today as metaphorically, like if it's your last day before you get to have rest, because it's definitely listen, today I've got a 10 o'clock live TV streaming I'm going to film called the Moxie Show in Dallas, and I'm super excited about that. But after that, I get to come back to the hotel. I'm going to chill, and then I've got some meetings tonight in downtown Dallas. But then Saturday morning, I get up early again. It's fine, though, because I'm getting up early and I'm going home. But Friday, I wanted to, I had some things happen to me this week, and I was online this morning early because I had to get up at the same time, and I wanted to keep pushing it. But I asked one of the people online, what's going on in their life? Why are they up so early? Why are we talking at like 4:30 in the morning Eastern time or Dallas time? And this person said, well, I'm meditating today about healing. I'm like, healing, that's a good one, man. I haven't thought about healing in a while. And I thought, man, my back hurts, my legs hurt, I'm tired. Maybe I could talk about that, but I'm going to save that one for another time. Today, I really want to talk about Fire Drill Friday. I want to talk to you about the reason I used my wife and I, like we look like babies in that picture to promo this, was because that was the easiest picture I could find of us being the youngest together, because Fire Drill Friday makes me think about two instances. One was when I was a child, my mother and my father, they would do what we call fire drills. I mean, I don't know that people do these anymore. I did them with my kids when they were younger, but as they got older, we really didn't do it. But I really carried this thought with me. When we were in school, going through Lincoln Elementary School and middle school, and even in high school, you do fire drills. Everybody remembers fire drills. If there's a fire, what are you going to do? We got to practice what we're going to do. And in business and in life, it's no different. It's just like, it seems like when we leave schooling, we kind of leave our brains behind. Like we feel like we learned everything we're supposed to learn. Now we're going to go out and just party in life, and life is going to be great. Well, that's not kind of how it works, man. My name's Todd Saylor, and I'm your coach. I'm your entrepreneurial coach. I want to be in my pursuit of being America's coach. And I think everybody is better when they're coached. And when we leave school, we stop getting coached. We just think we got it all figured out. And when we leave the sports that we played, or we leave the traits or the crafts or the things that we're training in, we kind of almost feel like, well, I've been coached enough. Well, that's not how it works. Everybody's better with a coach. And we stopped doing fire drills. We stopped doing reps. We stopped doing the things we start with. A lot of us, I read a statistic that almost 100% of men after high school that don't move on to college never read a book again. So how are we going to get better? Right? How are you going to get better if you don't realize that you need a coach? Now, yeah, this is a commercial for me, but it's a commercial for any coach out there. I just want you to understand. I want to stretch you this morning on Friday, and I want to talk to you about Fire Drill Friday because I'm going to give you some coaching right now, some hard truths. You're not done learning when you get out of college. You're not done learning when you get that certificate. You never can stop learning. And if you think back, you've only become better because someone helped you become better. And so stop not thinking that way going forward. I would have never been the receiver in high school or certainly college without a receiver coach. I had to overcome something to become a great receiver. And I had to overcome how slow I was. I wasn't a speed burner. But my coach taught me how to run better routes to get open because I could catch the ball about every time the ball got thrown to me. It was just great. I could catch anything. But I needed a coach to get me there. I needed a coach to get me around some of the spiritual things that I was working through when I was a younger man. Even now, I got a pastor I go to that helps me work through these things. Matter of fact, I was on the bus with Dennis Prager, and I was working on my third book, Your Will Be Done. And he was sitting there, and we were talking, and I started talking Deuteronomy with Dennis Prager. Now, that's some coaching. Humble yourself a little bit. Get coached. And so this morning, I'm not going to blather on. I'm going to tell you on this fantastic Friday that it's Fire Drill Friday. I want to get real. Had a friend we buried yesterday. I moved some planes around. Kind of why I got in late in Dallas last night. But then this morning I woke up to another message from Dina Russell. Dina Russell is one of our Wired Differently supporters and friends and fans. And we prayed openly for her probably 3 weeks ago for her husband who was battling cancer. At about 5 o'clock this morning, she sent me a message. I got to believe I was one of the first persons she sent this message to. And it was, Jim passed away this morning, Todd. Now, listen, I've never met Dina, and I never had the privilege of meeting Jim. But something's going on here, right? We can't deny that something's going on here. We can't deny that Wired Differently and the things that we're trying to talk about that are impacting people. I get lots of letters and messages, and it's so amazing. So I want you to understand, find a coach. Find somebody that you can listen to. Find somebody that can push you a little bit, right? And I want to be able to push you in your personal life. I want to push you in your spiritual life. I want to push you in your profitable life. I want all these things, financial, spiritual, and personal lives, yoking, right? So my heart goes out to Dina and the loss of her husband. But she's happy. Thank you for including us, Dina. And we'll give you a quick prayer on the way out today. But I want to talk about Fire Drill Friday. Fire Drill Friday. Fire Drill Friday. It's like making me think, what happens in my life when certain things may happen to me or my family? And I've talked to a lot of very, very successful people. Matter of fact, you'd be surprised at how many wealthy, successful people do not do Fire Drill Fridays. And when I talk to them about Fire Drill Fridays and they hear about Fire Drill Fridays, they're like, I got to do Fire Drill Friday. So Fire Drill Friday simply goes like this. My mom and dad, when I was a little boy, they said, fire! And we would scurry. We knew our paths. We would go out. We would always hope that mom or dad would yell, fire! And we were upstairs, because if we were upstairs, we knew we got to go to the windows, right? We would go to the windows and we get to go down the windows, man, because that was the fire drill. There was no more practicing. This was the real deal. This was like, hey, we got to go. Game time. Let's go. Fire drill. This is a real damn fire. Get on down. Get out the window. Butch, save your life. Get your brother. Get your sister. Come on. Get down. Crawl. Do all that stuff, right? Fire drill Friday. And you went to high school, you went to the middle school, you went to the grade school, and they would bring that fire drill, and then you'd have to go scurry, and you'd get down, and we'd have tornado drills, and geez, I can remember nuclear drills. I mean, well, I guess we would do those things. We'd talk about them. It was scary. It was scary, man. Those are times. But there are drills, and there are things that we have to think about. So I want to challenge you this morning, and the reason I want to tell you a quick story, because I put the picture of my wife, Tracy, in the advertisement, because that's us as younger kids, right? Isn't she adorable? But we're probably 22 in that picture, but it wasn't probably 2 years prior to that. We were in college together. And I'm just going to tell the story. She doesn't generally listen to this coaching stuff. She's kind of got a lot going on, and she gets enough of me anyway. So I want to tell this story. And I would prefer that you don't share the fact that I told the story with her. But I think our marriage will survive if you do let it slip a little bit. We had a fire drill in college once. I think it was my junior or senior year. And the fire drill in our dorms went off. And everybody in the dorms, it was an all male dorm, and the fire drill went off. And everybody knew exactly what to do, right? All these men go out their doors. They plot in lines to go down to this big U. Everybody had to get out of the building and gather in this place outside the building. All male, right? And it just so happened that this night, Tracy and I were studying for a history test. And she was past 10 o'clock the curfew, and we were studying hard. This night, I'm promising you, we were truly studying. Come on now. I know what you're saying. I know what you think. But we were studying. And my RA, David Berg, comes down, and he realized she was in there studying. He knocked on my door. He goes, "Hey, Todd, it's just a drill. You and Tracy stay in here. No reason for anyone to get busted or in trouble." What a cool RA, right? So anyways, we stay in there, and all of a sudden, everybody's out of the building, and then we start to smell smoke right inside my room. And I'm like, man, Tracy, I'm not sure what's going to go on here, but we stayed in our room because we didn't want to get in trouble. And all of a sudden, my RA comes back up and knocks on the door, and he sticks his head in and he says, "Todd, man, the fire alarm outside your door is on fire." Somebody pulled the alarm, messing around, right? We all had to go out. Tracy and I stayed in our room. We knew we could get by with it, but unfortunately, the exact loud fire alarm outside my door had a short in its circuitry and started to smoke. And so then we had to leave the building. And so we knew what we had to do. We went all the way down the 3 floors. My wife she wasn't my wife, she's my girl. Tracy put her hood over her head, and all the people somehow knew that this was going on. As we walked out of that dorm room, some 300 men were sitting out there chanting, "Sailor, sailor, sailor." Tracy was behind me with a hood over her head like she was a prize fighter. She didn't want to see her, and we scurried out of that fire drill. Well, listen, I think that's a funny story, but it's a fire drill, man. So I want to quickly talk to you about your life. I want to talk to you about your fire drill. I want to talk to you about what happens if there's a fire in your life. What are you doing? I want to coach you up some right now. I want to talk about life insurance. I want to talk about insurance. I want to talk about fire insurance. I want to talk about support, people who you're going to talk to. I want to tell you right now that we have a fire drill in our lives, Tracy and I. I will say to her every now and then, if I go right now, what are you going to do? What's your first phone call, babe? Right? If I take off like my man Jim and my dear friend Reese, if I leave this world unexpectedly, what are you going to do? Who's your first phone call? Right? Are the checking accounts in line? Can you get to the investments? Do you know the contact people that are running all these rentals? Who's going to run Payserve? Who's going to run staffing? Who's going to handle Tom's Donuts? Man, where's all that going? Right? Where's the commercial buildings? How's that going to be handled? Right? Do you have the signatures on this new account I put together? Do you know how to talk to Heather? Do you know what do you do? Your first phone call is Bob Lang, right? Who's that? What's that fire drill moment? And I know it's a little doomy and gloomy, but listen, it doesn't have to be. We can have fun with fire drills. We're still alive, right? We might as well have some fun with them. We can say, hey, what if our house caught on fire? Where are our records going to be? Let's practice this. Hey, when I was a little boy, just like I told you, man, why don't you take your kids, have some fun with the fire drill, not make it so scary, make it a fun time. Have a fire drill Friday, man. Kids, we're going to have a fire drill Friday. Let's go. If there's a fire and you're here, where are you going? And practice. Have some fun with it. But more importantly, I want to talk to you about your finances and your relationships and what if you were to pass away, right? I want you to move. I have friends. I mean, I can think of you right now, and you know who I'm thinking of you, who your life was rocked. I've got two people that just called me. This week, and so let's get in front of it on Fire Drill Friday. Let's talk about how we can do things in life when things happen. Don't let those things sneak up on you. So I want your homework this weekend, because it's Friday. My friend Tim McCready always says Friday. So I'm gonna call it Fire Drill Friday. What happens if something of a crisis happens in your life? What are you going to do? Put yourself in that position this weekend where you're just kind of chilling with your loved one. Say, hey, babe, what happens if the house burns down? Where are we going? Hey, babe, what happens if I'm no longer here? Hey, babe, what happens if that hurricane really did tear down our house, right? Hey, babe, what happens if we lost somebody in our organization, right? I want you guys to do a fire drill. I want you to have a fire drill mentality, and I want you to have fun with it. I don't want you to be afraid of it. I want you to understand it's Friday, damn it. And I want you to have fun with Friday. I want you to take this weekend. I don't want you to have a fire drill, right? Listen, everybody needs a coach. Don't stop learning. Don't stop thinking. Come on now. Find yourself a coach. ToddSaylor.com. Click coaching. Click inquiring. Pick a time. I'll talk with you on the phone. I love talking with people. I'm not going to charge you a penny. Just get on the phone and let's talk about Fire Drill Friday. You guys have a great day. Now, remember, do not tell Tracy I shared that story, man, because my weekend's coming up and you can do it Monday if you want, but not on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. You guys have a great day on Friday.